I have another quick question. Could you just explain a little bit about the vibrational alignment or lack of alignment with ADHD, attention deficit disorder? What happens when children or adults have that?
They've got too many people in their business.
Okay. That's it. Thank you.
And that's all.
Okay.
Because they get an impulse, they get a flow, and somebody says, that's not what you're supposed to be doing right now. Okay. So they get short-circuited of they're getting impulses which are being disallowed by people around them.
Okay.
Oh, isn't that a wonderful thing to acknowledge?
Yes, it is.
So what's the result? Give them lots of drugs so that they can't focus on what they want.
Oh.
That's what society does. Don't follow your impulse. Your impulse is all over the place. Of course their impulse is all over the place. They're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. They're getting lots of impulses about lots of things. Let them flow. Compliment them on their fast-moving mind. Rather than offering them discouraging words about not being able to focus on some dumb thing that they don't want to focus on. Think about it. Do you remember what it was like to be in those classrooms where they wanted you to think about stuff that didn't matter to you? Yeah. When they were in the process of wearing you down and disconnecting you from your own guidance system?
I do remember.
So what you want to say to anyone that you know that's got it, good for you. I want some too. I want lots of ideas to flow. Okay. And also a belief in being able to move it. We're going to talk about this in very real terms. Okay. And let's talk about not a child with it, but let's talk about an adult with it. Let's talk about anybody with that diagnosis. So there is a desire that's focused upon, but a vibrational condition that is not moving them toward what they want. So they got split energy. And in their split energy, their desire is so strong, but their split energy is preventing it, and that's why they're responding in the way that they are. So it's sort of like almost any of you who come in an audience like this to visit with us, and we say to you that when you want something and believe it, then it is, then it's easily accomplished. But if you want something and doubt it, then there's a tug of war going on inside of you. And so that really is what is at the heart of that diagnosis. There's split energy, which is a tug of war, which manifests in someone appearing to be unhappy or overwrought or out of control. And so we understand society's desire to slow your desire down, because the truth is, if you didn't want that thing that you don't believe you can have, you wouldn't have tension. I'm going to say that again because we really want you to feel the impact of this. If you didn't want that thing you want that you don't believe, there wouldn't be tension. But here's the big important thing. You can't stop wanting. Your life has caused you to put it in your vortex, and your inner being is calling you toward it. That's like saying to your inner being, life caused me to become this vibrational version of me, but I don't want to become it because society doesn't believe I should, or because I don't believe that I should. So this is a big deal that we're talking about here. This is the diagnosis of split energy. So the question is, how can I help someone soothe their energy? How could I help myself or help anyone else stop that contradiction? And the answer is, get general about the subject. The answer is, be a soother, not a disciplinarian. Be a soother, not a dispenser of drugs, because what the drug does is cause them to diffuse the focus on the desire. And so it might look like it's helping, but it really isn't helping. It's just slowing the creative process. The answer to everything in the first question that we had today about the physical body and about the aging, the decline process or the aging process, is all about this same thing. That split energy is the reason for everything that you don't like. And aligned energy is the reason for everything that you do like. So if you have a child or a friend or anyone that you're wanting to help, then you're wanting to soothe them into their alignment with who they are. So any words that you could offer that you think might be in alignment with what the source within them is saying is important. So this goes back to the very first thing we said to you today. So your inner being is right here with you, or right here with your child, right here with your friend, right here with everyone you know, having an opinion about what they have an opinion about. A very clear, poignant, powerful, in the moment, precise opinion. So for example, Source, knowing the brilliance of this child, not feeling that bright, being disciplined or criticized by a teacher or a parent, disagreement. Source, knowing they're brilliant, child not knowing it, discord. That is at the heart of just about everything that's going wrong in every relationship. So as a mother or a mentor or a teacher, if your powerful intention was to acknowledge yourself what the inner being of that child is knowing, and then to reinforce that, reinforce the rightness, reinforce the goodness, reinforce the progress, reinforce the adventure, reinforce the purpose for being here, reinforce the joy of the variety, reinforce the newness of life, reinforce the rightness of whatever they're choosing, reinforce the autonomy of them, reinforce the self-empowerment of them, reinforce the decision of them, back them up in their decisions, back them up in their right to decide. You see, all of that would go away. It's just frustration from a spirit who knows who he is, who some piece of society is not allowing him to be in that moment. Yeah. We get a little rowdy because Esther translates our intensity into volume. But the reason that we are intense about this is because your lives have caused you to become something that you've got to let yourself be. Whatever it is, the more prosperity, the more whatever it is, life has caused you to call it. And you can't deny yourself of your own calling, or you get split energy. And the people around you are not guiding you on your behalf, they're guiding you on their behalf. And ultimately, if they could just understand that once you get tuned in, tapped in, turned on, that you're of value to everyone. There isn't anyone, a parent or a teacher, we really mean this, who doesn't care about your well-being. It's just they're looking for love in all the wrong places. You've got to accept that you're vibrational, and you've got to put into the equation the love that Source has for you. And you got to know that it's right there, and you got to figure out how to position yourself so that you can translate it. And nothing else will do. You will not find joy anyplace else. If you're looking for it in one other person, if you're looking for the approval from another person, we promise you they will eventually disappoint you. They cannot sustain it, but Source can. Now what?